I saw a tweet that made me rethink life. I'm sure I'm about to butcher their name, but Brochia Nobili, one of the animators that helped work on a few latest episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen, and who has obviously earned their flowers for the incredible work and soul that they and the team put into the latest episodes. But this tweet puts the latest episode's animation into perspective. They say, episode number 17 of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 is not finished. I'm happy. So many people are liking it, but I wish the staff was able to finish it. As it stands right now, what is present on screen is 30% of the intended vision. They then go on to add, there are too many areas for me to find any enjoyment in this episode. An episode of this quality was considered not finished by those who animated it. I don't want to put a focus on the number since they said that the number is really an arbitrary estimate on what they wanted the final product to look like. But still, this episode wasn't finished, and it's still the best episode in the series. What the fuck? In all seriousness, fuck MAPPA. Something needs to change for the animators when it comes to work conditions and deadlines. There's no reason that they should be working sweatshop conditions at a major studio like MAPPA. And I don't think you guys understand, these conditions were so unbearable that they were literally coughing up blood. I don't know if I can find the tweet, but if I do, I'll put it up on the screen. And this isn't the first time that this has happened. Attack on Titan was dropped by which studio after season 3, and MAPPA picked up the project of season 4, the final season, with a deadline of 8 months to finish it, which is an insanely small amount of time to animate a season of any show, but especially a show on the tier of Attack on Titan. What's even crazier is that it came out incredible. I mean, at least to me. Well, many people had specific complaints, one of the most popular being it doesn't feel like Attack on Titan. Dumbass niggas. It felt like the perfect switch of tone and animation since the anime took an entirely different turn compared to the first 3 seasons. Bro, you're yapping. Anyway, Attack on Titan season 4 was an impossible deadline given to MAPPA animators, and while it might have come out well, the animators complained heavily about the horrible conditions that they had to work through. I say all this to say that I wasn't surprised when I heard about the collapse and downfall of MAPPA due to the poor work conditions the animators have been subjected to. But I know that's not what y'all here for. Let's get to it. From the beginning of the episode, I knew it was up for Jogo.
分かっていた。分かっていたことだ。だが、ここまで。
I have never in my life seen someone have an internal crisis with a voiceover to match it and they come out alive, especially in shonen. The voiceover equals instant death. We cut to Fushiguro outside with Toji, and basically he understands that the gap in between their powers are insanely huge. The only way of winning for him is to visualize a situation in which he wins the fight. And what happens after, I interpreted it in 2 different ways. On one hand, Fushiguro immediately went into flinging hairs because the only way he could visualize him beating Toji was to run away from the fight and find favorable conditions for himself. On the other hand, Fushiguro also says this.
今の気配SUKUNAの指。何がどうなってんだよ。
I think that Sukuna has such an immense presence and aura when just existing that it forced Fushiguro to retreat based off pure instinct. Not because of tactics or planning, but just pure fear for his life. Let me know which one y'all think it is down in the comments. Either way, Fushiguro retreats, but Toji follows. He runs into an abandoned warehouse, but this nigga Toji is already there. Fushiguro then goes after Toji. Not only is Toji able to fend off Fushiguro with one hand, but what he does to these rabbits is inhumane. Somebody call Peter. That's just brutal, man. We then cut to Atsuya Kusakabe, and I'm not gonna lie, I know niggas love talking about if they were in Jujutsu Kaisen they'd be Gojo or Nanami, but if I'm here for real, nigga, I'm Kusakabe. Oh god, I am. I'm gonna be so far from the fucking action because I actually care for my life. Like, if I was in the show, nigga, I'm putting my well-being first. Compared to niggas like Gojo and Sukuna, we deadass just ants. Nothing we do will be able to affect them. But yeah, this segment is basically Kusakabe ducking smoke with Panda. They then run into these 2 niggas, but bro, what the fuck are they wearing? It looks like they cut a sweatshirt in 2, and he's wearing the bottom part and she's wearing the top. Niggas thought I wouldn't catch on. This might be worse than 3 time skip Usopp drip. Okay, I'm gonna give you this one time pass since you've created so much heat recently. My go Kusakabe tries to prolong the convo once again, and then we get back to Toji and Fushiguro.
YUJI'S のアドバンテージ。復帰できる怪我でこの場を収める。
Fushiguro then notices that Yuri is nearby. For those with short-term memory spans like me, she's the third out of the trio of Geto and Gojo from the hidden inventory arc. Basically, this means that he's able to push his body even further since he knows he can get healed. He then tries to match his timing with Toji, which honestly is the best plan he can make in this sort of situation. His plan is to make it seem like Toji has the advantage because of his speed. As he charges Fushiguro, Fushiguro will dispel the fleeing hairs, taking away Toji's footing. He knows that Toji will aim for his heart, and with him dispelling the hairs, his attack falls to his lower body. With Toji stuck in his body, pause, he finally has the chance to land a finishing blow. He missed. We lost, bro. Is what everybody initially thought, but Toji and Fushiguro locked eyes for a split second, and in that moment, Toji remembers, and we get one of the saddest flashbacks I've seen this season.
俺のガキだが、ありゃ完全に持ってる側だ。5、6歳、術式の有無がはっきりしたら、もちろん金次第だがな。
そうでんなら10やろう。
俺にとってはゴミためでも、才能があれば幾分マシだろ。どうでもいいんだ。名前は
伏黒。
善員じゃねえのか。よかったな。
Chills. Straight chills. Fushiguro believes he's safe and is planning out his next steps when he gets slashed in the back by Nanami's son. Like, for real, fuck this nigga. I basically forgot his name. Nigga, we ain't forget. Shirana.
仲間の数と配置はあなたですね。
We then get a cutscene / flashback of Geto's followers. I don't want to get too deep into what they were talking about, but basically, one side wants to kill the new Geto, and the other wants to keep supporting him. And basically, they split up. We then cut back to Kusakabe and Panda confronting the sweatshirt pals. These are the same two who were in the flashback. My goat, Kusakabe, was ready to handle this light work when all of a sudden the lights flicker off, and we hear an explosion, followed by an evil-ass laugh, a One Piece type of laugh. Last episode, Sukuna told Jogo that as a reward of him bringing Sukuna all the fingers, if Jogo was able to land one punch, a single blow, Sukuna would work under them. All he needs is one, and... Bro, he knocked this nigga down so hard, they giving us the hearing aid feedback. Come on, bro. And this is what begins his flashback / cutscene / monologue mid-fight. It's of Jogo asking Geto how strong he is on a scale of Sukuna fingers, which Geto responds with a generous 8 or 9 fingers. Fuck me, bro. Pause. There's so much to talk about in this fight that I have no idea where to start. First things first, the animation might be the best I've ever seen in any anime. From Jogo collapsing lava on Sukuna and shooting him with lava beams while he's easily dodging them all, to Jogo crushing 2 buildings together in excruciating fashion. Even Sukuna running like a wild beast through walls of a building while maxing Jogo out. All of it honestly makes me so happy that animation has come so far. But at the same time, at what cost if the animators are coughing out blood at the end of it? But I digress. The animators were able to mix amazing fighting choreography with their personalities. The relaxed tone of Sukuna and everything he does, never feeling any kind of threat through the constant rampage of attacks from Jogo. The arrogant and yet depressing state of Jogo, whose greed of wanting to be the strongest pushes him to seek out the best in the universe, just to lose in such humiliating ways. A mind that has so much noise, feeling like he's carrying the weight of the world within his fight, but never knowing peace until the end. Yeah, the animators did their thing, once again. So after Sukuna breaks Jogo's jaw through 7 layers of concrete, this thing is basically just roasting Jogo at this point. Sukuna picks him up like he's a child and just keeps taunting him. Eventually, Sukuna breaks. We cut back to my goat, Kusakabe, and he feels how dangerous of an aura Jogo is emitting, and he begins to retreat immediately. We then see that Jogo is summoning a meteor. Now, why the fuck does Sukuna do this? Well, I mean, it is Sukuna we're talking about. He plays with the lives of humans as if they're fruitless plastic toys that he can dispose of when he's done. Might I add that this soundtrack that plays over the entire sequence is amazing. Unfortunately, I can't play it for you because of copyright reasons, but go back to this scene wherever you're watching Jujutsu Kaisen on and just listen to the soundtrack. 10 out of 10. Sukuna then plays a little game where nobody within a 100-meter radius of him is able to move until he says so. If they move, they die. Meanwhile, a meteor is crashing down from Jogo that spells imminent death for everyone underneath it.
Mada. 少なといえど無傷では済むまい。当たればな。
Jogo pulls out such an insane attack, but of course, Sukuna was able to dodge it. The main question that we're all asking is, why isn't he using his domain? I mean, in a fight where you only need one hit, using his domain would be the best chance of landing an attack, since it's a guaranteed hit. That's what Sukuna asked Jogo, but since Jogo has already suffered complete and utter defeat against Gojo when using his domain, he doesn't think it'd be any use against Sukuna. Yet, since Jogo was able to entertain Sukuna, he decides he's worthy of an attack he's been hiding away.
Fuga. 知られているものと思っていたが構えろすまない花見ダゴン
Mid standoff, this nigga Jogo flashbacks and sees Hanami and Dagon, two niggas who are dead. And even worse, the nigga that kills him shows up in his dream, bro. Come on. This level of just pure domination is unheard of. But honestly, this death was actually pretty sad. Basically, the four main cursed spirits' entire plan was to make the world a world for cursed spirits. For a lack of better words, a world where they were the main characters. They were envious of what the humans had because they only had it due to what they took from the cursed spirits. And ultimately, it was their downfall. I mean, I guess it's not a real downfall since the cursed spirits will be reincarnated in another lifetime, but still. Sukuna says that those ideals were stupid. Creating divisions between cursed spirits and humans was the problem. Instead, he should have burned everything down. A ravaging hunger that would destroy the entire world to reach his goals. Spoken like a true villain, Sukuna. Good job. Sukuna tells Jogo that he was one of the more impressive sorcerers he's fought in all his lifetimes. Then Jogo starts shedding tears and asks what they are. Then Sukuna says, I know y'all can't see it right now, but I'm making a stinky ass face because, oh my God, Sukuna, talk to these niggas.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Uraume, however the fuck you say her name, someone who we've seen very little of in the anime, shows up and calls Sukuna Sukuna-sama. Translation, that basically means master. We then cut to Fushiguro. By the way, this is the next episode, just in case you were trying to keep track. He's explaining his 10 Shikigami technique. He goes on a very long spiel. Here are the spark notes. You start out with 2 demon dog Shikigami in the 10 shadows technique. You must earn the other Shikigami by defeating and subjugating them. You can also include other sorcerers in the subjugation ritual. The user of the 10 Shikigami can summon this ritual as many times as they need until they complete it. And the one he's about to summon has never been subjugated before in sorcerer history. Then they flash back to him having a conversation with Gojo. Basically, they talk about back in the day when the Gojo clan and Zenny clan head of families went at it, and both heads having the same techniques as Gojo and Fushiguro. The Gojo clan lost. The point is that the 10 Shadows technique is able to summon a Shikigami that can rival the likes of Gojo. So Fushiguro begins the summoning ritual. Sukuna senses it and heads over immediately. Fushiguro summons Mahoraga. Side note, when it was first released on Crunchyroll, the subtitles translated the name as Makora, M-A-K-O-R-A. Insane. He then gets instantly thrown like a ragdoll against the wall. Shigemo is now up alone against Mahoraga, but is quickly saved by Sukuna. If Shigemo were to die, the ritual would be over, and both Fushiguro and his death would be established. Obviously, Sukuna can't have this happen since he has a particular interest into Fushiguro. He heals Fushiguro using reverse curse technique, and understands that the only way for Fushiguro to come out alive in this situation is for him to defeat Mahoraga. And listen, I knew they were gonna gonna box this episode. When the eye catcher came out at 6 minutes 27 seconds into the episode. When the fuck has the eye catcher ever come out this early? Never. We are 1/4 into the episode and we already got the eye catcher. And well, I was correct.
Kai.
After they both get sent flying in opposite directions, Sukuna comes out with a bucket of popcorn and a bev. Come on, bro, you can't tell me this nigga ain't black. Let's be for real. He's just giving off that energy. I'm sure CJ would agree with me too. Sukuna explains to us that the sword that MAKORA is using is specialized for fighting cursed spirits. And then they get right back to boxing. Animators, y'all funny as fuck for this. And also, usually I just let the fights roll out and I talk after them, but this episode is literally just boxing. I would literally never get any sort of thought off. You'd just be watching the episode. So yeah, this is how we're gonna do it. I know this nigga ain't just grabbed his car like it's a piece of Downy Soft toilet paper. He's grabbing straight steel like it's casual for it to wrinkle up like that. Insane. MAKORA's face gets cleaved off, and he holds it together with his hands. We then hear a loud sound effect that kind of sounds like chains hitting the floor. I'm sorry, that's a terrible description. And his head is perfectly back to normal. Sukuna realizes that something happened. At this point, we're just getting B-roll of all the destruction they've already caused, and it's looking like mayhem. But trust, it gets even worse. Once again, I just want y'all to pay attention to all the destruction and chaos that this fight is causing in the city. Every human that they've slaughtered, every home that they've ruined, all of it. Because it really puts into perspective how much detail these animators put into this fight, especially towards the end of the episode. Okay, on God, I have no idea if this is animation right here or an actual picture of Shibuya. Please, somebody tell me in the comments, because either way, it looks amazing. I just want to say that those shots of animation like just before are where I really think this episode shines. The work that's outsourced to freelance animators like Rosia Nobili, once again, sorry if I butchered your name, those little spouts of god tier animation between animation that's already S tier are what makes this episode, and more specifically the fight, so good to me. Oh, what's that? You want me to break down the fight that's happening right now? Basically, Sukuna uses cleave, it doesn't work due to MAKORA's hidden technique, and Sukuna keeps trying different things to figure it out. That was pretty good, right? Alright, at this point, the animators are literally just flexing on us. The big screen, good shit, man, good shit, man. Sukuna says that MAKORA is similar to Yamato no Orochi. Who is that? Who the fuck knows? I'm reading the manga, and I still have no clue what that means. Sukuna has basically figured out MAKORA's ability. He's able to adapt to anything. And then Sukuna uses Malevolent Shrine. Second side note, when the episode was first released, the subtitles translated it to Malevolent Kitchen. Okay, were they even trying at that point? Sukuna's Malevolent Shrine is an innate domain that does not use a barrier to set its boundaries and limits. It's a phenomenon, even in the Jujutsu world. It has a guaranteed hit radius of 200 meters, but he limits it to 140 meters for the sake of Fushigiro's body. The way his domain expansion works is that the two attacks, Cleave and Dismantle, both attack things with cursed energy and without cursed energy respectively, raining down an endless assault within that radius.
メガホンの人いたでしょ。福間水氏が消えるまで絶え間なく浴びせられる。
MAKORA is so strong that he's able to withstand Sukuna's domain. If you don't get how insane that is, just understand that it's on an entirely different level than what we've been seeing recently.
唯一のマコラの宿の限りではない。 マコラの再生が終わろうとしていた。
We then end the fight, with Yuji staring off into the distance, but we have no idea what he's staring at. We cut back to when Sukuna was in control, and him throwing MAKORA's bell thingy on the ground. Straight madness. He then kills Shigemo. He realizes that Yuji is coming back, and brings Fujiguro to Ire for healing. He then goes back to where he was, and tells Yuji to savor this. He then turns back into Yuji. All Yuji sees is a deep crater, approximately 280 meters wide, and then a flood of memories enter his brain, and it hits him. The opening specials plays in the background as they pan around at the wreckage of the spectacular fight. They knew they was wrong for this. And then we cut to Yuji saying that he has to fight, cause otherwise he'll just be a murderer. With the most horrific deadpan face I've ever seen in all of anime, this face gives me such an eerie feeling, but I think they fucking nailed it. The closing scene of the episode is Nanami walking through Shibuya Station with one half of his body burned. Harvey Dent, nigga. Where do I start? Obviously, the animation was flawless. I mean, everyone understands that from what we've seen. There's no doubt in anyone's mind that this isn't anime of the year for sure. And once again, it's so unfortunate that this supposed to be amazing accomplishment of the animators is dulled down by the horrible conditions that MAPPA consistently puts their employees through. But what I think that deserves the most credit from this episode is how the animation was able to not only convey a wonderful fight, but also convey a plot within the fight as well. When I mean plot, I'm not just talking about the fight plot. I mean the fact that every single scene emphasized the destruction of Shibuya. There was such careful detail to things happening around the fight that it's impossible not to notice it. At the beginning of the series, Yuji made a choice to stay alive, assuming that him being alive would help more people than it would if he were dead. He believed that he could control Sukuna. This was a selfish decision. No matter what the circumstances were, he knew there was the potential of a situation where he wouldn't be able to control the powers of Sukuna. And in this situation, immense amount of irreversible damage would be done. Well, guess what? This is that situation. The greedy decision of Yuji wanting to stay alive has turned into the death of who knows how many people. And the reaction we get from Yuji at the end of the episode tells that entire tale. A tale of someone whose desire to live comes at the cost of everything around him. Gege, congratulations, nigga. Like, bro, round of applause, round of applause. I don't even know what you deserve after writing a story like this. But like I've said before, there's still so much more to come in this arc. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. This video is much longer than what my usual content is, but there was just way too many things to go over. And if you made it to the end of the video, I'm thankful for you all the more. Drop a comment letting me know what your favorite part of the episode was. And with that, peace, y'all.